This is the Domonique Foxworth Show.
Good evening. Domonique Foxworth wrote what I'm about to say. I have not looked at it, and if I do not read everything he wrote, he will not give any money to charity. Welcome to the Domonique Foxworth Show. I'm Kevin Clark. We have a great show planned. Domonique is here, Marcus Spears is here, Mina Kimes is here, and Charlie Kravitz. We are presented by National University and Kodiak. Before we get going, the real stuff, I have a couple of orders of business. The bathrooms are downstairs on the ground floor. Emergency exits are behind you at the back of the theater. Turn off your phones. Please, no flash photography. Also, before opening the envelope, I have to read everything. My name is Kevin Clark. I'm here to talk about the Super Bowl. The last time Domonique had a live show, Mike Greenberg introduced him. He was busy, as was Pablo Torre, Dan Graziano, Jeff Darlington, Jeremy Fowler, Chris McKendry. We asked Greeny again, Peter Schrager, and finally I was waiting by my phone. But I'm happy to be here because I aspire to be Mike Greenberg one day. I slick back my hair every morning, look at myself in the mirror, and say my daily mantra, I'm better than you. I aspire to be Mike and be a Connecticut white, but I'm actually a Florida white. But don't worry about the Florida white part because backstage I wished Domonique and Marcus a happy Black History Month. Speaking of Marcus Spears, and this is real, the first time we did television together was 2 years ago. We did the first segment, it was great, it was a morning get up, it was in June or July, and Domonique texted the group and said, I looked like I was dressed like Greeny for Halloween. Marcus Spears did not know I was on the text and wrote back, actually, he looks like Skeletor. I don't think he knew I was going to tell that story. All is forgiven, though. In all seriousness, I'm happy to be here. I love Domonique Foxworth, and I love his little white co-host, Charlie, and take him to the nicest golf courses in the world and never invite Domonique. Without further ado, Domonique Foxworth and Charlie Kravitz.
This is the Domonique Foxworth Show.
Thanks, Kevin. Oh, my buddy Kevin. I wanted Kevin here in part because I wanted to make fun of him, and he's easy to make fun of, but we'll be safe if the police come, because no one can out-white Kevin. I've seen him talk his way out of many a problem, and I appreciate that. But I do appreciate that Kevin did his best as far as wardrobe is concerned. He tried harder than some people. You guys know, if you guys have watched the previous live show, or watched our show, you recognize that my buddy, Charlie Kravitz, the vanilla snack himself, does not care about clothing, and it stresses me the out. This is a live show. We should look nice. You should, like it's a big deal.
I do.
You don't look bad. He put on buttons. I appreciate that you put on buttons.
I have a rule. Collars are for dogs. So this is a big deal for me.
But my guy Charlie tried his best, but I was trying to get him to put on a shacket. I'm a big shacket guy. So I think that at some point tonight, I'm going to get you to wear this.
I have a good enough take.
You would look so much better. Like, it would work for you. Why does it upset you to look nice? Why are you bothered by looking nice?
This might be a deep-seated therapy question that we need more time to unpack. Do you want to talk about the actual game?
No. I'd rather talk about, before we get to, I know we got to get to our accountability, but before that, I want to talk about a couple of things that have happened since we've been here. One of my friends took Charlie and I to a Warriors game, and I assume most of the people here are local, so thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for having us in your city. And before I get to the Warriors point, I would like to also let you guys know how genuinely I appreciate you. During the meet and greet, so many of you guys, and I say this to Charlie all the time about how what we do is stupid, and then I talk to you guys and realize it's not. And so many of you were talking about how a show that Charlie and I did, Debatable, got you through the pandemic. It was like 4 or 5 of you said that. It meant a lot to me. About 10 to 12 of you were like, you are my friend on my ride to work or my commute. And it reminds me that, yeah, I'm talking about stupid shit, but it's two people who care, and it matters a whole bunch, and that whenever I feel like I'm not doing anything consequential, I'm reminded that you guys are excited. In the morning when you wake up, you're gonna go to work and there's something there and we're there for you to listen to. So like, all the jokes aside, I think we'll have fun tonight. I wanted to make sure that I sincerely said that, and thank you guys so much for coming. And you raised a lot of money for charity also. So that's genuine. And so now I'm gonna talk bad about your city. So we go to the Warriors game, and my friend Sanjay gets us some fancy courtside seats, and we have a good time. And it's the first day it's their big Black History Month celebration. And so the first thing we do, or they show us there, is they have an all-Asian dance troupe dancing to Squabble Up and said, this is our Black History Month appreciation. And then they did a Black History kiss cam that showed all white people kissing throughout the arena. Like, I don't know how they could have done it better, but I did have my guy Charlie there, who was really comfortable around famous people when he kicked Jordan Love's drink over as we were walking.
I did not belong.
But we had a good time. Charlie, is there anything you remember from our first few days in San Francisco?
I mean, the Warriors game was certainly a highlight. Sorry, go ahead.
We're going to take you shopping.
Yeah, well, you'll take me shopping. This is a great spot for it. But the Warriors game was a highlight. I got down there and I saw a bunch of NFL guys, and I was like, everyone's down here, including me. And that was the biggest shock imaginable.
You look so comfortable, though. It worked for you. But anyway. All right, you want to get to the show?
Let's do it. So our first segment, if you guys listen to the show, you'll know this. But Domonique, what's the rule of an NFL locker room?
Accountability plays.
That's also a rule for the Domonique Foxworth Show. We talk about football all year long. We have to give you 3 episodes a week. I think we get a bunch of stuff right. Domonique is a ball knower, but we also get a lot of stuff wrong. And we're not going to hide from that. We are accountable for the things that we have said, the things that we have done this season, right or wrong. And we're not the only ones holding ourselves accountable. Our first clip is from the Buffalo Bills, who held Domonique accountable.
Oh, did they? In my brain, it's like, it seems so obvious that the Jags are going to win this game.
Jacksonville.
I don't think people understand how good the Jags are.
Yeah, the Bills tweeted that at me. They got a good chuckle. Who's playing the Super Bowl?
Speaking of the teams playing in the Super Bowl, we have some takes about the teams in the Super Bowl also. Do you want to play those next?
I hope I was right. Go ahead, play them.
The missionary position tier. It's fine. It's fine. Sam Darnold, you're not dapping up your bros on a Sunday being like, let's talk about Sam Darnold tour, Geno Smith. Did his performance change how you view the Seahawks long term?
I think the answer for me is yes. I'm going to have a hard time believing him after yesterday.
I have more faith in the Broncos than I do in the number 1 Seahawks.
I kind of stand by my take.
Missionary?
Just that tier of quarterback. You're not that excited about Sam Darnold.
Missionary's awesome. You're doing it wrong.
Okay. So it wouldn't be an ESPN show if we didn't talk about the Chiefs. So we have some takes to revisit.
The Chiefs are back. Everyone else pack it up and go home. 3 weeks in a row that their offense has looked fun and impressive. Yeah. I like it. I'm all the way back in. That's a real bad one. You know why it's really bad? Because last year I refused to be in on them. And I was like holding out hope and saying like, no, they actually aren't back. And then this year, as soon as I come around, they go off the deep end and they're really bad. They don't even make the playoffs.
Just wait for like week 6 next year.
It's true. Also, my head looked really big whenever I used the camera from home. It's a bad look for the hairline, guys. Bad look for the hairline. I'm glad I'm already married. I ain't got to be out here.
It also wouldn't be an ESPN show if we didn't talk about the Cowboys. This is our only opportunity, so we have to revisit some Cowboys takes.
Okay, let's see.
I really want the Cowboys in the playoffs. I feel like they're America's team again.
I think the Cowboys and the Chiefs are like 2 of the 5 best teams in the NFL.
It's kind of safe. I'm counting them up in my head. The Chiefs versus Cowboys Super Bowl rematch.
It'd be great.
Fun. We need the boys in the playoffs.
Yeah, we do.
It's bad.
There was like a 4-week period where we were both willing to risk it all for George Pickens. Like, genuinely.
Yeah, and George Pickens risks it all quite often, and I love that about him and the way he plays. And you remember when their defense was like fixed for a week?
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
great.
The single week of Quentin Williams, they fixed it. Jerry's a genius.
Oh man, that was tough. But they were fun to watch, though. Like, I still believe, as excited as some people are for this Super Bowl, I still believe like the Cowboys.
The Cowboys-Chiefs Super Bowl, you would have been more
I mean, I stand by that take. That would be awesome, like missionary.
Okay, I'm being told we have one more reel of bad takes.
Do we have any good takes?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah did a profile in Athletic. Choosing to talk for someone who's normally very quiet, to me, speaks to talking specifically about not being great in drafts. Mm-hmm. I think my guy's seeing something in camp. It was like, let me get out ahead of this and make sure that you guys don't give all the credit to KOC. I want you also to know that I had something to do with this.
Which quarterback do you believe in more, Domonique? J.J. McCarthy or Caleb Williams? I got to work on my greenie.
Yeah, that's a bad greenie. You got Levitard down. Your greenie needs some work.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the answer is obviously J.J. McCarthy.
I didn't know.
Dude, that is so tough. You guys paid. Thank God this is for charity because you paid to hear this guy talk about football.
Well, we should just randomly select someone to replace me up here, and they can give takes from here on out because that might be the worst. It's my show. Like, I'm not supposed to.
I felt crazy after week 1 when we were talking about this. I was like, okay, I guess you know better.
Oh, gosh.
Also, I was told in my ear we actually have one more set of bad takes. Get out of here, Ben Johnson. Bum. This is the guy who didn't want to work with Jaden Daniels. He didn't want to work with the basketball guys. Dan Quinn, people were down on him because of the Atlanta stuff, and it made him a joke. By the end, he is running this program like an adult. Adam Peters is running this program like an adult. This is going to regress. He's skinny. His ribs could get hurt again. He's not going to go 20 for 26 on 4th downs. Bill, you can take your regression and shove it where the sun don't shine. We're a playoff team as long as Jaden Daniels is healthy. Would you like to apologize to me for your guarantee that Jaden Daniels would regress this year? Injuries are random. I apologize for nothing.
Good for Bill and the Bilk.
LA is going to be awesome next year.
Yeah, LA will be fun when Jaden Daniels is there.
That's exactly right. Southern California homecoming.
So you said we got some good ones?
Yeah, we have one more. We have one more reel of some good takes.
Okay.
Nick Emanwari to the 49ers. Do you think he can play like Kyle Hamilton and unlock your defense? He has to be the number one freak of this combine. And I don't know. He could be incredibly valuable. I think Rodgers is the person who can actually break the organizational stability of Mike Tomlin. People think the Seahawks defense is going to be really good. Do you see this as potentially a top 5 unit in the league?
Oh, hell yeah.
I know you do. Domonique, you have them one?
We've all tried to say it was so over for the Chiefs a number of times and obviously been wrong up until they got blown out last year. But, I mean, I have to be honest with what I'm seeing. They don't look good.
I'd rather have Josh Allen with a good team and not Josh Allen trying to sneak in the back door with a mediocre team. That's the question that you're asking. Like, this is his best chance to do it? No, it's not. This team isn't very good.
I didn't cut that. I did not cut that reel. I did not put only my good takes in there.
That's terrible. I had a good take in there, the Seahawks. I said they were the best defense in football, and they turned out to be, I don't know, maybe the Texans are better, but pretty damn close. It was fun. I'm not ashamed of anything that I did. They're here.
Yeah.
Doing
Same.
something right.
I put Nick Emanwari in the top 10. It's not that hard. Just what would Howie Roseman
I feel
do?
like the only reason why we're having this show is so Charlie can remind people that he was high on Nick Emanwari, the nickel for the Seahawks. Like he's been talking about it all year long, telling us before it happened. Of course, it's during the summer.
Last April.
During this last spring, he's telling us about how Nick Emanwari is going to be a difference maker, and he has been. Congratulations, but he's no Witherspoon.
I agree. Okay, so are you ready to bring on Marcus, talk some ball?
So my favorite person, and also someone who respects the construct of looking fly, the flyest dude here right now, my guy, Marcus Spears.
This is the Domonique Foxworth Show.
He's taking his time getting up here. Maybe he left. He don't want to be here. I think we might have surprised him, but I think Charlie can switch now.
You're going to give me the jacket for this segment?
We got some time while Marcus makes his way up the stairs.
This is huge for me.
So I got a question for y'all. Did you guys...
Where I'm sitting.
You're right here.
I had a question for y'all. Did y'all know Charlie was this tall?
Everyone said I'm 5'5" all week, which I look like right now, but I'm not.
Yeah, everybody who comes up to Charlie is like, I thought you'd be shorter. My man gives
This
off.
is honestly the coolest I ever been a part of. Hey, y'all. I guess I'm supposed to let you introduce me.
Nah, you
You
good.
already-
They know who you are. I already introduced you. I told them that you was flyer than me, which is true. And I think I can pull everything off. Nah, yeah. I was about to say that I can't pull off black leather, but I could. I could pull it off. But you look great in it.
Thank you, sir.
Charlie, we're going to get you some black leather pants.
Hell yeah.
Y'all don't need it. It's slimming.
All right, so we will get into the Super Bowl, but we're going to ease our way in there. We're going to talk about the season, some of the lessons we learned, things that we can apply moving forward. And we're going to do a lesson plan where I'll give the lesson, and it's pass-fail. These guys are going to tell me. This is tough.
I have abs.
Oh, yeah.
You're looking out.
I'll give the lesson, and you guys tell me if this is a passing or failing lesson, something that we should take or throw away from the season. The first one, building around a non-elite quarterback is more viable than it used to be. In the last 3 years, Sam Darnold, Jalen Hurts, and Brock Purdy have all been integral pieces of their team making or winning the Super Bowl.
I mean, I guess that you said it's a more viable. Like, it's always been viable. Like, I think it's honestly, like, the other strategy is building around a bad quarterback or building around a great quarterback. Most quarterbacks aren't great. You can't build around a bad quarterback. So, yeah, like, I feel that this season isn't like I think it's a passing concept. However, it's not new. Like, mediocre dude's been winning the Super Bowl for a long time.
Yeah, but it's stupid. Because Brady went to how many? 10? Mm-hmm. Mahomes went to how many?
5 already? 5?
Yeah.
6?
Mm-hmm. Matthew Stafford has won in this era. So I get it, but this is an anomaly.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part. If you look over the last 20 years, the elite guys usually play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So we probably should start putting Jalen Hurts in that conversation because he's been the 2 in the last 5 years.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
He's been there. He's been the 2 in the last 5 years. I guess my pushback is only that it feels like playing the lottery. Because, like, if the only way I can win a Super Bowl is to get a great quarterback, you're right. I get a great quarterback, I'm going to get there. That's how you get to the Super Bowl. But if I'm one of these other teams out here and you're like, hey, do I have any hope of getting to the Super Bowl? You got to hit the lottery? That ain't going to work.
The Patriots kind of did, though. They found Drake May year 2,
Yeah.
and I mean, they've a million other things, but you saw the turnaround happen that quickly because of that.
All right, what's next?
All right, next one. Despite all the rule changes benefiting the offenses, they've literally tried to litigate you guys out of the game, you guys being
100%.
effective. We've learned this year that the defenses still have the upper hand. Passing or failing lesson. That feels very different than it did during the Chiefs, Bills, Ravens run of having elite offenses dominating the league for the last 7 years.
What do you think? I want to believe it's true.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's just not enough evidence yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we got enamored with Houston, and obviously Seattle and New England defense is playing out of their mind. I thought the Eagles would last because their defense started playing better late in the season. I knew the Cowboys didn't have a chance because their defense was. So there's a lot of evidence, right, that would lean you in that direction. And then Seattle plays LA and they score over 60 points.
Yeah.
So I would probably go with still it's an offensive league.
I think I looked at the numbers like EPA per play over the last few years, and defense feels like it's up, but it's around where it's been as far as like who's winning. There's a few years ago where defense prevailed, but generally the offense is easier. They're going to change all the rules, make it really easy for the offense to get things done, and they're going to have success. The quarterbacks are going to succeed. I think this year was harder to follow offensively. It was more distributed, and some of the big quarterbacks got hurt and had bad seasons. But the numbers were still there from across the league. It was down just like, I think 5 points per game, or excuse me, 5 as far as expected points added. down about 5 per game this season. So, yeah.
And then, too, the common denominators, right, with these defenses this year, they took the ball away, they sacked the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, and that, through the history of the league, that's been how you've been good on defense.
That's the biggest thing that, like, I credit Marcus with in helping me my own football analysis is, like, coming out of playing.
Thank you, Fox.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Coming out of playing, I was, like, determined to, like, understand the analytics of the game and, like, become, like, a real analytics savant and, like, thinking that would give me some sort of advantage. And I did, and I felt good about what I was doing. And then I don't remember which show I was doing. Oh, Marcus came on our show a few years ago and was like, can they run the ball? That's it. Hit a man in the mouth, it's always going to work. And that was a couple years ago. And since then, I'm always reminded that even if the expected points added for a screen pass is the same as for ISO, they do not know how to calculate what it feels like for somebody to hit you in the mouth. It has yet to be.
Over and over and over again. Yes.
And so that.
How many analytics people we have in this?
Oh, yeah, we got some nerds in the back.
Yeah.
We in San Francisco. They empowered.
They up there too?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone here is Excel proficient.
So here's
guaranteed.
my thing. Like, I had to come around, being around Foxy and Mina, who will be here. I started to kind of understand the analytic part of it. I never fully embraced it because, like, within the lines, right, the analytics tell you all these things, but it doesn't account for Aaron Donald being the D tackle.
Yeah. Right.
Or Tom Brady being the quarterback, right? Yeah. So I get it, and I get, like, what the possibilities are. But, man, after I saw Dan Campbell go for it 5 times on 4th down, I was like, brother, this is getting too serious now. Like, he's not making them.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's a real part of the game. I know that
it's a great tool.
Franchise organizations spend a lot of time and money on it, but it still matters who that human being is.
Yeah, no, and I think the complexity of this game helps in that also, where it's like we see basketball where it feels like basketball can be solved, but like
More
football, you can
monolithic.
win in so many different ways. You can't solve it.
I think it's too many variables in football, man.
So many.
Well, isn't that a lesson though from this, where we can have it where analytics are a tool, not an answer key, and if you go too far in any direction, it's negative. Well, coming off that, talking about how things are different, it's just about getting yards, about physicality, it's about run after the catch. I think there could be a lesson. Number 1 receivers are different than they were in the past. And we've seen the top of the league have JSN, who's someone who ran around a 4.5, he's 6 feet tall. Obviously elite athleticism, but he wins in a lot of different ways. You have Puka Nacua, who is maybe an all-time great run after catch guy. Yeah. And that's very different than something we've talked about on our show, which is what scared you, Domonique, as a defensive back?
Big plays.
Big plays.
Explosive plays.
You think Chase, Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, guys who are going to take the top off the defense. Are we seeing a new X receiver develop because of the ways you can get explosive plays?
Yeah, I guess. I think the thing that hasn't changed is explosive plays, and I would broaden this outside of just receivers to, like, offenses in general. And like last year's season was defined by the Eagles' ability to get explosive plays in the running attack. Like, that was the story of the season for them. So if you can find explosive plays because you designed it, or because you got a good run of the catch guy, or because you got somebody who can take the top of the defense, it don't matter. Just get explosive plays. And I do think that the choice that the Seahawks made to go away from DK Metcalf, who is a straight line, deep threat guy, to someone like JSN who can attack in different ways was a deliberate choice, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, I think working space now is probably the most important thing as a wide receiver. We love the guys that take the top off the defense, but if you look at the number 1 wide receivers now, which a lot of them didn't do when me and Fox, a lot of those guys were straight line. They run deep digs. They do, like, normal things. Now these guys are catching screen passes. Yeah. They catching tunnel screens. You using them in the backfield. JSN caught a touchdown out of the backfield last week. So formation-specific stuff has integrated. Coaches now do a great job. But I really think the passing game has evolved like this because of tight ends. And I think when we were in the league, you had 3 or 4 teams with a guy that made you nervous. Yeah. It's every Sunday now. Yeah. Like, tight ends really have opened the field up to me a lot because of the athleticism, because of formations. The Rams used 3 a lot this year in 13. So I think that's a part of it. And now you got guys that can work space. JSN's strength is he just works space so well, man.
And I would add on to that is I feel like what we've done, and this does feel to me is kind of unique in the direction we're going in football, is we're moving towards a more positionless way to view guys, and I think that everyone is coming closer to a similar mold, and that's what you're saying. Like, of course, there's always going to be a space for somebody like Justin Jefferson, but like with Puka and with JSN, and then you see with like Christian McCaffrey, and the versatility, and you see like the best, most difficult offenses. And to Marcus's point with the tight ends, the best, most difficult offenses is when they don't tell you anything until it's too late. So like the personnel comes off the sideline. And normally I'm like, all right, personnel tells me a little bit about what they're thinking. Some teams who have these flexible players, like they send the personnel in, and I'm like, well, actually, this team can do anything from that. Then they line up, and you look at a receiver, and like Marcus was saying, when I was playing, I lined up, I was like, oh, that's their speed guy. Or this is their third down guy. This is their slot guy. Now it's like you line up, and like, this guy, he might line up in the backfield. Like, they might hand this receiver the damn ball. Yep. And then, so like you line up, and so the personnel doesn't tell you anything. Then the formations look similar. That doesn't tell you anything. And then they do some damn play action, and you're like, is this a run? Is it not? It's like, it's all about like that ability to deceive.
This is so funny because it feels like we're also now breaking down again the Rams-Seahawks game where we saw the Rams season. They ended up with 13 personnel after the Devontae injury, and Sean McVay was like, don't worry, I got this. I can cook. On the other side, the Seahawks is actually what inspired my next lesson, which is nickel, and which is a fifth DB on the field. Nickel is now base, and you can build a complementary pass rush because you need versatile athletes who can cover, hit in space, rush the passer, but make sure they don't give up those explosives and play in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a response too, but yeah, you're right. It's the same thing where the versatility is so important and being comfortable. And I think the Seahawks, if you guys have listened to the show, you've heard me rave about the Seahawks secondary, specifically Witherspoon as a smaller guy who will hit you like a linebacker. And like, we're always looking for these matchup advantages where you can find them. And if you have a group that is comfortable in a more pass-friendly defense, they're comfortable against the run, then you have an advantage. But I do think all of this stuff is a bit of a reaction to what they're seeing. It's like, I have to have a guy who's comfortable meeting a fullback in the hole and also comfortable running down the field with JSN.
Yeah, I think the hybrid position, right? You look at Seattle with Nick Emmanwori. He can play the run physically. He can cover wide receivers. He covered like he was a DB last week. And then you look at Derwin James, what he does for the Chargers. He gives them the opportunity to play nickel and base and still work the box, be able to tackle, but also cover tight ends as well. And then another one, and the reason why he got $1 gazillion was Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
They pulled him up towards the line of scrimmage. Now you can play that physical game. I think in our time, Foxy, that probably would have been Dawkins.
Yeah.
Who was the safety from Arizona back in the day? Used to knock people silly. I think of it.
Yeah.
But you could bring
Honey Badger, your man from LSU, was a versatile player. I remember
LaRon Landry or Matthew.
Yeah, Landry. I was thinking about Matthew, but Landry was.
LaRon. But I think you get an advantage in numbers when you have guys like that. Look, man, forever, if you play nickel with a small DB, they're going to run the football.
Yeah.
I'm familiar. Yeah. I've been there before.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been there before. But I wanted to add one more thing to that is from the defensive perspective, which is where Marcus and I come from, especially me in the secondary, the versatility has gotten so, like, out of this world in the guys with the secondary. It's not just ability to play run and pass, it's ability to play a bunch of different positions. And it creates disguises where I remember, like, 2-3 times in my career, we did a coverage where a cornerback would have to like replace the middle safety. And it was like exotic. We're like, oh, you'll do it. Now, week to week, you see guys who have to be comfortable running in motion. And so like you guys all know by now, I'm sure that like the motion will give you a man or zone read. So like they'll send somebody in motion, the corner will have to run with him. and it signals man. And then he ends up in another spot on the field, which means that his responsibility changes. And those guys have to cross-train to a degree, especially like the Vikings do a lot of this, where you have to be comfortable playing linebacker, safety, or corner if you're anybody in the secondary in some of these more sophisticated defenses. The benefit for that is, again, it's deception. The offense can't get any tells. They can't get any advantages, and you're forcing the quarterback to read, hold on to the ball a second longer, which leads to sacks, turnovers, and those sorts of things. Like the cat and mouse football is really, it's pretty cool.
My favorite story every year, you mentioned Kyle Hamilton, is the Ravens being like, oh, if we move Kyle Hamilton closer to the line of scrimmage, we fix our defense. Nope, actually we moved him back. We fixed our defense. It's an annual tradition. Come November, you'll get a story being like, we fixed it, we're good here. Next lesson.
Is this mine?
Yeah, it's all yours.
That's you.
You didn't drink out of this, did you, Troller?
Not a sip.
I'd have to answer to my wife.
Next lesson. Special teams are almost as important as offense.
Huh? I didn't hear you, my bad.
It's all good. Special teams are almost as important as offense and defense. That sounds crazy, but field goals are getting longer. The new dynamic kickoff, the field position at the 35, you need like 15 yards, you get 3 points. We saw the Rams' season essentially implode because of special teams. I think they've never been more important, and it's time to treat them like the other two units. We don't have to respect kickers.
Hold on.
We don't have to respect
First
kickers.
of all, that is a co-host projection. It's time that we treat the special teams like the other ones.
You wrote this lesson.
Nah, special teams. You still special teams.
You still special.
Nah, it is much more important, I think.
I think the evolution of the kicker, man. Like we treat 60-yard field goals like they chip shots now.
Yeah.
I think that's what has changed. I'm still like he's lining up for a 60-yard field goal. He's probably gonna miss.
Yeah.
But they make a ton of them, and the kicker from the Cowboys about to get paid about like $7 million a year. I never thought I'd see today.
It's crazy.
So I think that part of it has become a real weapon. Brandon Aubrey won games for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The dynamic kickoff, I think, is huge too, is because the number of kickoffs has increased, like it's more than doubled. Yeah. So like you think about and it's an impactful play. Like you look at the Seahawks, they're in the Super Bowl in part because they had some of the best drive start average of anybody because they returned them and they had a good return team and they stopped people. They had a good coverage team. It matters. It hasn't, I think this year is kind of the first year to dynamic kickoff, so I don't think that it's been as impactful because I think you look at like the rankings of it, some teams that aren't very good, but I think it's like it's those hidden yards where we rarely talk about like drive start average, but if you start, it's so hard to gain 10 yards. If you start 10 yards further every time, and they start 10 yards further back throughout the course of the year, that adds up, and it puts you in a better position. But yeah, I think it's going to be whoever finds, like you saw those dirty kicks at the beginning of the year where people were doing those bad kickoffs. The funny thing is the Rams got popular for like doing those low kickoffs to get a better field position, but they ended up losing like 3 games this season because their special teams were so bad. They lost to the Eagles. They got 2 field goals blocked. Like, it's just gross.
Yeah. It's really gross when you just ran off the field.
Yeah. No, Marcus was a highly touted guy, so he may not have had to start on special teams the way that I did. So like I have a little bit of understanding for the guys that run out there for like 10 plays the whole game and have to make a play. Yep. But as soon as I became a starter, it's like, hey, you got one job to do, man.
I was low key on the wedge.
Okay, on the wedge.
I gotta tell y'all a funny story.
Oh God,
you got time?
Yeah, of course.
So Bill Parcells was my coach when I got to Dallas. Parcells was old school. Every rookie played special teams. That was his. That was his thing, right? So we get to training camp, and his first drill in training camp was live goal line. I had Larry Allen and Flozell Adams blocking me.
Lord.
Literally road grading me to the fence in Oxnard, California. I looked at my coach, Casey Rogers. I said, I'm not going to be able to do this. Y'all made a mistake. He was like, this is as hard as it's going to ever get. So, all right, so I'm doing that. And then in a locker room when you're a rookie, especially at training camp, you go to the board and it tells you what position you're playing on special teams. So I go to the board and I'm looking at the dreaded position What is it, Foxy?
It's the wedge.
The wedge.
They outlawed it.
And in my mind, I'm thinking, now they took me 20th overall. That's a lot of money they out here sacrificing.
For the wedge.
And when we were doing it, they had actual guys on special teams called wedge busters.
Yep.
So you would get with two other offensive linemen and my dumb ass, and we would grab hands and literally run full speed to try to take this wedge buster out, right? And then we were supposed to disperse and find another block.
To be clear, if you guys don't know what the wedge buster is, it is someone who don't give a
About their life.
About nothing.
Nothing.
So it was a position that I don't think there anybody like that in the league where they got a guy who wasn't good at football.
I think they outlawed it.
It was like,
and they all were like 5'9", 250.
Perfect.
Blazing speed.
And they're like, look, you don't got no job, you don't got to do nothing. It's like a kicker. Like, all you got to do is kick. It's like, no. All you got to do is try to kill yourself by running into this wedge. It's so crazy that they said we can no longer do that. It is insane to me. I've forgotten about the wedge.
You forgot about it.
I forgot about the
Yeah.
wedge. It's like leather helmets.
I wish I could remember. It was an infamous wedge buster with the Detroit Lions. I forgot his name.
I wonder why you forgot his name.
Most terrifying.
Because he was always banging heads.
It was
every
the most
play.
terrifying thing in the world. So y'all, I'm on this wedge in training camp, and every time we lined up to do it, my only thought was, how in the hell am I gonna get off this? Right? And it is actually insane now that I'm telling y'all this story, like the mindset you have to be a part of the wedge. You literally have to hold hands and tell this crazy man, his job was to open the wedge. And we holding hands, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm letting go. I'm letting go. Because in my mind, if I get the returner blown up, they have to take me off this. So we get ready, we line up, we grab hands, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm way faster than these offensive linemen. Yeah. So I'm going to just take off. If they can hold my hand while I'm taking off,
they good.
We got a wedge. If they can't, I run full speed. I get a guy that I went to school with named Skylar Green, who was drafted by the Cowboys late. He got killed by our safety, Keith Davis. Parcells calls me over. He said, this was an intentional way to get off the wedge, huh? I said, you got me, coach.
Love it.
Were
you off? You were
I
off?
got 2 people killed, and I got off the wedge.
Oh, pray.
Never again.
So for all you young players out there, if the wedge ever come back, let their hands go.
All right, next lesson here. And this one I actually want to hear.
That might have been the most important lesson
Yeah,
you learned.
Yeah.
For any young
let the
football
wedge
players.
go.
Ladies, don't marry a wedge buster.
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you, something gonna be wrong with them.
A lot of things. Next lesson. You should be more patient with your young quarterback. I actually want to know what you guys think about this, because you could go the way of Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Daniel Jones remade their careers, or you could stick, and no disrespect to these people, Kyler, Tua, C.J. Stroud, where it seems like they might not be happy in that situation. So how do you feel about the appropriate amount of patience for your young QB?
You go first. You know me about quarterbacks. So.
I don't agree with that. I would fail that lesson. Because I think the answer, honestly, is not about the patience of the quarterback. It's about surrounding the quarterback with support and taking pressure off of them. So, I don't want to suggest that these quarterbacks are bad. I think that they probably are failed. But I don't think waiting longer is going to solve the problem. I don't think patience is the issue. And in certain cases, the journey is part of what you need. So, while we are building up this story about Sam Darnold right now as if anyone would argue that he should have stayed with the Jets, if they extended him, it wasn't going to get better. All the Jets all the quarterbacks that they're drafting or signing aren't bad. They just haven't really supported him. So, I don't think the answer to the question is time. It's the the same thing we talk about all the time. Like the situation to me is as important as anything when it comes to quarterback development.
Yeah, I tend to think you can see it a little bit though.
Right.
Regardless of the situation. I mean, you take Sam for instance, right? Bounced around, and he was highly touted. He drafted number 3 overall years ago.
Yep.
So when Sam played in New York, when he went to Carolina, you could see remnants of why he was the 3rd overall pick, right? Like the arm strength, when he did play on time, you could see ball placement and all of those things. That's one of the situations where I would say circumstance, Domonique.
Right.
Some of these dudes just suck.
Yeah.
Like some of these dudes just not good. It don't matter if you put them in the best offensive line, running backs, you would have to play around them, right?
That's fair.
Jaden Daniels with the Commanders, you saw it. You were like, man, this is, even with Baker, right? You know, nobody was harder on Baker than I.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily about football. I just thought Baker was trying to get ahead of his skis with where his place was in Cleveland's locker room at that point. But I think you get to a point, Charlie, like Zach Wilson just didn't have it.
I think that's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I think it's also some of that is about maturity, which means that the team that has you, some of it is about you have to take this journey. You have to be humble.
Yeah.
And some guys never come around. Some guys do come around. But I also think that the Sam Darnold story that we're creating is a little different from the actual reality, where like I think we want to make it seem like Sam Darnold finally reached this number 3 overall potential. Like, nah. Like Sam Darnold is a piece. He never became that first round, and I know it doesn't feel good because we want to tell the story that he's overcome all this and proved the Jets wrong, but the second half of the season, Sam Darnold was pretty bad. That he was great in the playoffs, and it's like
Great in the championship game, particularly.
Yeah, in the championship game in particular. So yeah, I think it's fair, but I guess this goes back to the first question where it's like, if you can get one of them dudes like Jaden Daniels, you know right away, keep him healthy, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Here's one I think is really, really interesting because it focused on the 2 teams in the Super Bowl, the Patriots and the Seahawks, and 2 of the worst teams in the NFL, the Raiders and the Commanders, how they operated. It's a mistake to view your roster. If you imagine you guys are GMs now, it's a mistake to view your roster through a championship window. If you think, oh, I need to go all in. I need to trade for Geno Smith. I need to sign a bunch of aging veterans because I have this rookie quarterback or second-year quarterback in Daniels. That's more of a mistake than just trying to make the good, solid decision over and over again, which is what you saw John Snyder do with the Seahawks. It's the way you saw Vrabel and the Patriots organization revamp so quickly, being like, I don't think either of those teams thought they were in a Super Bowl window this year. They just tried to make sound decisions, and it was actually the sort of the way the season unfolded that defined their fate more than a window.
Fail.
Fail.
I mean, yeah, I think that you can create whatever story you want around the success of the teams that have had success that year. Like, I think what it feels like you're advocating for is like, I don't know, like you don't need to go all in almost. It's like,
right.
I don't agree with that. It's really hard to win a Super Bowl. You got to go all in and you still might lose. If you get a guy that's super special where you're always around the playoffs, then maybe you can make some of these strategic decisions. Yeah. But you're never going to get me. You're trying to backdoor me into supporting teams that lose on purpose. I ain't on that. No, I never respect a tanker.
I don't think the Raiders or Commanders lost on purpose.
I know, but I know this is personal between me and you. It's not about the Raiders and Commanders. It's about the idea that we're
doing a live show. We cannot bicker yet. We're like 30 minutes into it.
All right, yeah.
Please, guys. I think championship teams go all in.
Yeah.
I think, take Seattle, for instance. Leonard Williams wasn't on their team. They didn't draft him.
Right.
DeMarcus Lawrence wasn't on that team. They didn't draft him. They didn't draft Sam Darnold. They didn't draft Cooper Kupp. Those were places where they felt they needed to upgrade in order to potentially be where they are. Like we all know, no Super Bowl is guaranteed. But you look at New England, Stephon Diggs, Milton Williams, Caleb Chase on. Like this is not which is why I fight with my team.
Yeah.
And the owner of my team. You have to supplement with free agents to win championships now. So whether you look at it like going all in or whether you look at it as dumb luck, I think it's a part of the strategy that you have to have now. We all know you got to draft well. That's why I hate when people say that.
Right.
What the hell do you think they trying to do when they drafting? They trying to draft the best players that they can sign. It has always been supplemented through free agency. I think that's the teams that you see consistently knocking on the door of winning championships. And these two teams had as good off seasons in acquiring players as anybody, and they find themselves in this situation.
I think what it's a little bit offshoot of this question that I think you would appreciate, Charlie, is that I think we should focus less, or teams should focus less on filling holes and focus more on bringing in good, great players, and give your coach the flexibility to evolve the offense or the defense around what you have. If you got two great pass rushers and your draft slot comes up and there's another great pass rusher, why are you looking to trade out of it, or why are you looking to find something else? And I think more than anything, you can build a team in a bunch of different ways. That's the thing that's unique about this game relative to other games, where it's you need shooters in basketball. In football, there's nothing, I think O-line, but I would push back on that a little bit. There's nothing that you actually need, because you can look at certain coaches like Mike McDaniel, figured out a way to run the ball with the offensive line that wasn't sound. I think you find explosive players, or find good players where you can find them, and coaches that can scheme around them is more important than I think of having a flawless roster. And you look at the Ravens as a pushback against that, where it's they need to figure out a way to get pressure. That's it. Figure that out. If it's blitz, if it's if it's drafting someone, you got to solve that problem. The principles of success in football haven't changed, but you can find a bunch of different ways to get to solving those problems.
That's really interesting, because that actually is the last lesson I have for you is offensive coordinators are the second most important person you're building after your quarterback. And that's just from this year. We saw Liam Cohen transform the Jaguars offense. Ben Johnson transformed both the Lions and the Bears offense. We've seen how Joe Brady's been valued in Buffalo. The Eagles carousel from Kellen Moore to Kevin Patullo to Shane Steichen to Brian Johnson, whomever. It feels like a coordinator is so important to the success. Josh McDaniels in New England. He brought in a real guy that transformed that offense. And then you look at the Raiders making a wrong decision, hiring Chip Kelly, making him the highest paid OC. You have the Chargers going from Greg Roman to Mike McDaniel trying to figure this out. The Chiefs have been chasing since Eric Bieniemy to find someone who's an organizational fit at that OC position. And then teams ironically, a team like the Vikings is really interesting for this, because we thought that KOC was just going to do that every single year. And just finding the right guy to fit your team seems essential.
Yeah, I think that's the problem is, for me at least, is differentiating between offensive and defensive coordinator. Is I kind of think that the coordinators are extremely important. And we love to give the praise to the offensive coordinators because it's fun and exciting. But I think you could say the same thing for you brought up the Eagles' struggles on offense because of their coordinator. The Eagles were competitive in a playoff team because of their defensive coordinator. And I think you could say that about a bunch of teams. The Seahawks, Clint Kubiak figured out some things with Sam Darnold, but this team is here because of their defensive coordinator. And their defense, right? Or the head coach who is defensive minded. I would say that about the Houston Texans. That offense was not good. Their defense was good. So I think the point.
So kind.
What's that?
That's such a kind way to put it. Their offense was.
They were pretty bad. But yeah, I think the value of the coordinator goes back to the statement I was just making about ability. And I think this is also goes back to the point that we talk about being accountable to things. So many people, and us in the media, we see this often, where so many coaches are backdooring excuses to people to defend why things are failing. There's no excuse. You got a team full of NFL players. Figure it out.
We probably would disagree on that, Foxy.
All right.
Because if your players suck, you could be a great coach. You're not going to win, right? And I think, look, the analogy I always use, okay? You go to the I don't even know what it's called anymore, but it used to be called the Staples Center in L.A.
Oh, yeah. I think they sold it to some crypto company or something.
Phil Jackson is not up there if Kobe and Shaq ain't up there.
For sure.
And Phil ain't up there if Michael Jordan ain't up there. And Greg Popovich not up there if Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker not up there, right? So you have to start. I think it's easier to say when it's a coach's fault as opposed to thinking that he going to make a turkey sandwich with chicken, deli chicken, right? So I think you always have to be careful about how great these coaches are, because quite frankly, Josh McDaniels sucks as a head coach, right? Now he built his whole career because he had Tom Brady,
Right, yeah.
like again. I'm not saying that they don't enhance.
Right.
I'm not saying that they don't develop other parts. But these so-called gurus of coaches that we assign to being the greatest and all of that, dude, the players. Like Belichick is a great head coach. It's a travesty he didn't go into the Hall of Fame. He was there with Tom Brady.
Yeah, and I think
And Willie McGinnis and Vince Wilfork and Ty Law. Bro, go back through that career and see how many Hall of Famers came off that team. Not to take anything away from Bill Belichick. I played for Nick Saban. You know how Nick Saban won championships? He recruited every 5-star. And they said yes.
Yeah.
And then he implemented his system with guys that were elite and talented at what they do. So I think sometimes, man, coaches get a little bit too much credit.
Right.
And sometimes they get a little bit too much fault. I think your best litmus test would be the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right, yep.
Right? That team, roster-wise, hasn't changed much. And you could see the deficiencies with new coordinators, and you could see the ones that lift them to a better slot. So sometimes these coaches, man, just like we just had a coaching cycle, 10 coaches got hired?
10.
Coincidentally, they all coached really good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They were under really good head coaches, and they had hell of a players wherever they came from. Right? So I don't know, man. There's a crazy resemblance to me. Matt Nagy was Chicago. He went to Kansas City. Who was the quarterback there? Pat Mahomes, who had one of his worst seasons. Man, Nagy got a job, though.
It's crazy.
All right, man. I'm just saying.
all right, I stand corrected.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you good.
I think we're giving.
You
I
know
think
this is me, Fox.
No, that's who I want here. Like this goes back to the point. I want people that I can learn and change from. You're not all the way right though, but you more right than me. I think you're right. The point that you're making is it's easier, I think, and we do give a lot of credit to like the managers when it's actually not them who are making things done. Like I think it's a broader societal
It's
point
a little broader. It's a little
that I
broader.
sincerely agree with, and now I'm mad that I was on the other side. But to be clear, I was saying it's their fault.
Yeah,
And
no
they
doubt.
and they soft for blowing it.
No doubt. But I know the Dodgers going to win a lot of games.
Yeah,
with Shohei
that helps.
Ohtani.
That helps.
I don't give what you tell them to do.
They
up
got
there.
everybody. They
I
got
get
everybody.
you, Giants. Y'all got great players, too.
No,
They just ain't Shohei.
Don't get nervous. You was whooping for the Dodgers now. That you're okay. You from LA?
Your Dodgers? Okay. We got you. We got security back here. I have no dog in the fight.
Yeah.
My basketball team is the Pelicans. I'm a Cowboy fan. I don't know who I root for in baseball. I think whoever hit the most home runs at the time.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Sorry, guys. I forgot where I was. Giants, let's go.
all right, guys, you ready? You guys ready to talk about the Super Bowl?
Let's do it.
All right, we have another guest for this.
Who?
Is this time? Should we bring on Mina?
Do it.
I hope she's here. She's
Yeah.
coming from NFL Honors, so if she's not here in a second, we'll start with
The
without
great
her.
Mina Kimes is she is here, right?
I hope so.
Come on, Mina.
Maybe she's not here.
If she's not here, she's on her way, and we'll see.
on her way.
I thought you had the earpiece in. When
No
you
one
started,
told me anything.
When you started looking at me, I thought it's because you knew.
Way to
was
go,
trying to peek
Charlie.
behind you.
Well,
way to get everybody excited and nothing.
In Mina's defense, she's coming from NFL Honors, so when she gets here, she'll join us. But I know football. Marcus knows football. We can still talk
Take
football.
it where you want to go. This is, we've been talking about it for 2 weeks, but this Super Bowl is really interesting because it's not the Chiefs or the Eagles for the first time in what feels like forever. So what do you guys think is the most, if you take it on the surface level, what's the first top-line thing we should know about this game?
Yeah, it feels like a bit of a cop-out given that we've talked about a good amount of this stuff already, but I do think that the sophistication of the defense, I guess sophistication is the wrong word, but like the defense in particular of the Eagles and their flexibility. I think when you guys are watching a game, take a couple series to watch the secondary in particular and watch how they read and react to the route combinations that are happening in front of them. And I think that, to me at least, that's super impressive. I'll figure that combined with the way that the Patriots are, I believe that they are going to try to protect Drake May from making any mistakes. I think they're going to put Drake May in a situation where he's going to take deep shots and isolated single routes, because I think they would be more concerned, given what they've done up until this point, they're going to be more concerned about asking him to hold onto the ball and decipher how this coverage is going to shift and change based on the routes that they see.
It's the coaching. I'm just playing. I think there's a lot of elements, obviously X's and O's, but this to me, this Super Bowl tells you about team building and identifying your specific needs and what's going to make you better. We are a year away from saying New England might be in the abyss.
Yeah.
Right? Like, no players offensively, no talent. We every day ad nauseum. They don't have any wide receivers. They built the team. They went in this offseason, spent a lot of money. You look at Seattle. They brought in pieces that they identified quickly as Mike McDaniel, successful defense in Baltimore. We need guys like that so he could do the same thing, right? Clint Kubiak and his play design, his development, putting Sam Darnold in situations where he doesn't have to think a lot. He can play with rhythm and timing, which is when he's at his best. So I think when you look at both of these teams, execution is what this game is going to be about.
Yeah.
And that's easy to say because, like, hey, yeah, you got to execute to win the game. No, it's actually who's going to last the longest in their execution.
I know we talked a little bit about special teams earlier. Like, I think that's going to play a big role in this game because both of these teams, with Jones on the Patriots, is a great punt returner, and Shaheed is an awesome kickoff and punt returner for the Seahawks. I think that both of those teams both of those guys will be really impactful in that game, and the team who's able to break those up, because you see it for both of them in the playoffs. I think Jones got a pick six, and Shaheed kicked off that game with a touchdown. It felt like the game was already over.
I can relate to them kickoff returners. I was phenomenal at it.
I think that people laugh a little bit because you're a big lineman guy, but I don't know, they appreciate how much of an athlete.
Let's not get into it. We'll be here all night.
I'm always surprised, excuse me, at the big guys and how well they move.
I've been told that Mina is now here.
Hey, Mina.
Here we go.
We already did a long,
there she is.
impressive intro, and so they'll turn it on for you. You just got to walk out.
Music? Why y'all don't have any music when she
This is the Domonique Foxworth Show.
Oh, it's on. You're right here. You're right here. Right here.
Charlie, you never know where to go. How was the honors?
I left as soon as it started, but I saw who won. Have you guys seen who won?
Who won
NFL
what?
Awards?
No, break the news.
Yeah, CMC was Comeback Player of the Year. I'm like announcing the random. And Vrabel was Coach of the Year, and Josh McDaniels was Assistant Coach of the Year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, nice.
And then, like, why am I reading this, you guys? You guys have the internet. I don't know why I'm like breaking the news. I've been in a car for 45 minutes.
We don't have the internet in here, man. We talking like people did back in the day.
Love it. We're not on our phones. But anyway, what were we talking about, Charlie?
The Super Bowl.
That's a thing. So, Mina, what is it about the Super Bowl that you are looking forward to and interested in? Football?
Serious?
Yeah, we talk. Okay, so I was just talking about the special teams, about how that special teams is going to be important, and the returners from both teams are going to impact this game, and also the defensive coordinator. So, like, I was just explaining to them, I'm not sure when you got here, about how impressive I think the way that the Seahawks defense adapts to the route combinations, and my expectation is that the Patriots are going to be pretty safe and conservative, take shots down the field, but not look to ask Drake May to attack that defense in the middle or attack that defense on a down-to-down basis.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks defense, kind of, we talked about on NFL Live today, their secret sauce is that they can defend the run out of two high structures, and they make you work for it, and you have to be patient. But you also have to take shots opportunistically. That's what Matthew Stafford did in the NFC Championship. So I think for May, he's got to find that balance. I'm really interested in seeing how they defend him as a runner, because We talked about this, like, in preparing for this game. It's the funny thing about Super Bowl is it's one game, two teams, so you just overthink everything and watch everything a million times. I was trying to find examples of the Seahawks defending dual threat quarterbacks, and there just aren't many this year. So I legitimately have no idea what they're going to do. Are they going to spy him? Like, what their approach is going to be?
Does it make you nervous? Because you got some skin in this game.
You know what, though? I was pretty loud about picking Drake May as my MVP this morning, which, I want to be clear, I believe. I arrived at that conclusion through my own work. But it's a little bit of an emotional hedge. Because even if I lose, I can be like, well, I was right. You're going to actually watch the game with me, which I don't feel great about.
Sure am.
Domonique has experienced this.
I haven't watched the game with Mina in years, so I hoped that you had gotten better, but no. It's an emotional roller coaster. It's a stress. It was a regular season game like 5 years ago.
We're not getting into the details.
At least you get to be emotional during one. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting.
I'm waiting to care.
Yeah.
The thing that one of the stories, so like I did one of the 49ers game, and that was one of the stories about this defense was the question about that athleticism, because that was like Purdy just returning, like the athleticism of a runner, seeing how they're going to be able to attack this Seahawks defense. Like I suspect that they'll do.
Just noticed that. Sorry. Keep being serious.
I suspect that they'll do a lot more design quarterback runs because, to your point, they'll challenge him that way.
Well, so speaking of this, because I think we all is it fair to say I think we all think the Seahawks have been the better team for most of the season?
I do.
Yeah.
So what am I missing here? Because I look at this game, and Drake May, despite being the worthy MVP, has not played his best football in the postseason.
Yeah.
There's been talk about his shoulder injury over the last 2 weeks, what that means, how he's feeling better. There has been talk from Mina's ilk of the football analytics people that maybe the defense has played above their regular season
Why
standard.
are they Mina's ilk?
Well, it's Bill Barnwell's ilk, but he's not here for us.
It's still Bill's ilk.
Okay.
It's always
Bill's
the bilk.
ilk.
It's not Mina's ilk. It's the bilk.
So the bilk.
Mina's a tape nerd now. I get more texts from Mina of video of clips from deep film analysis talking about running ISO to the bubble.
I know she was correcting you on the Seahawks coverage patterns last night.
She thought she was correcting me. I was right.
All right, what are you going to ask?
Well, so what am I missing? Why will the Patriots make this a game? Why is this still less than a touchdown line? Why should I believe in that team?
Want to take this, or?
Yes. This notion that this is supposed to be like some cakewalk for Seattle has really made me sick.
Sick?
Yeah, MK, like we talked about it on the show. I get it. Look, Seattle is a better team than New England. So was Houston. So was Denver. Like that is the truth. When you look at every metric throughout the season, they were more productive defensively and offensively. There is something to be said for a team that has played against all of the top defenses and find themselves in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's the part that people are missing. Like, performance or not, they had to go on the road to Denver in adverse conditions, play against one of the better defenses, and was able to win that game. The Houston Texans sacked Drake May 4 times, caused 2 fumbles, and didn't they recover one in the red zone?
They caused 4 fumbles. They recovered 2 of them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Recovered 2 of them. Houston gets the ball. They turn C.J. Stroud right back over.
Yep.
This team,
It's crazy.
this is a well-coached,
Right.
high-talented football team that Seattle is about to play. So, look, and that's what the Super Bowl is supposed to be.
Right.
The road for the New England Patriots has been much harder to get to this point than it has been for Seattle.
They played the Rams. Really? You feel that way?
Okay.
The Rams.
We were in Atlanta when the Rams secondary gave up 7,000 yards passing.
Yeah.
We didn't even know who the quarterback was.
But the Rams' offense is so much better.
The Rams' offense is potent, but we had our concerns about that defense.
I think he hit on something, though, that makes it hard for me to answer your question about the Patriots. I am having trouble, from a stats perspective and thinking about the regular season, to get my arms around the Patriots because the defense has been so much better in the postseason. than it was in the regular season. And you can explain it in a number of ways. Guys have come back. Milton Williams, Spillane, guys getting healthy, massive, massive deal. But then the path matters.
Yeah.
Chargers, worst offensive line in football. C.J. Stroud, I don't know what happened. Spin
And a bad
cycle.
offensive line. And without Nico Collins.
Without Nico Collins, no run game.
Yeah.
And then Jarrett Stidham tried to Dr. Pepper chest pass like a ball.
In the snow.
But it makes it,
Jarrett.
I'm not punishing for them that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying they're not good, but it's kind of like, I know who the Seahawks are. I don't feel like I know who the Patriots
I think part of the
are.
reason why you don't know that is because their evolution has happened like more dramatically in the course of a season than most teams that end up in the Super Bowl. Like most teams that end up in the Super Bowl, at the beginning of the year, we at least think they're good. Like at the beginning of this year, we were like, I don't know. Like this team was not, I didn't expect them to win the division. And so like the point that you're making about the defense is so true. Is like their defense got so much better at the end of the season, and they also had the advantage of playing these different games. But I am less like Marcus in that I don't think that they're as close as I still think I think the reason why the score is close is because I think there's part of it is factor in that there's a higher percentage that Sam Darnold could have a bad game than it is for most teams that are as good as the Seahawks are. And that there's also like a high chance that Drake May could elevate. Like I think that's a lot of what is factored into this game.
So what's it look like for you? Like if you're talking about a Patriots win, are you saying
I think
there's
it's
a
that
number of interceptions that Darnold throws?
No, I mean, I don't even know if it's a number of interceptions as much as it's the Seahawks can't run the ball, and the Patriots have a blitz package or just like their front gets pressure on Sam in a way where like they're three really good. Like the Patriots have three good corners. Their three good corners are comfortable in the higher degree or higher amount of man coverage that they have against JSN and Shaheed and Kupp.
Don't you feel like if Sam doesn't turn it over, they'll probably win?
Yeah.
Well, so on that point, Mina,
She
what's
just tweeted it out. It's
what's the
basic.
point where you feel like you're watching the game and you can actually relax? Like this is going the way I feel confident about. Is it purely about the offense, or is there like a something you'll see mid game? You're like, I feel very.
I think game script is really important in this one. Such a fool. If you want to sound smart, Super Bowl party, be like game script matters. Like. Going to really determine how this goes.
The first 15.
The first 15. No, I think it matters a lot for Seattle because the Seahawks offense with and without play action is dramatically different. Yeah. And if they're ahead and on first and second down, the Patriots have to defend both the pass and the run from early in the game, it's hard for me to imagine New England stopping them. Yeah. But if Seattle falls behind, both in terms of the series and in the game, then I think we got a game.
It's as simple as that for me. Simple as that. New England get behind this D-line from Seattle is going to tear Drake May face off. Yeah. They have to play this game close to the vest. They have not protected him well in the close games. And when you give this talented defensive line and how many really good players that win one-on-ones and pass rush, the opportunity to know that it's obvious passing down for majority of the game, that's a recipe for disaster. I think that's what the game is going to come down to. Coincidentally, guys, I think it's going to come down to the D-line.
That's fair point.
Well, on not just the D-line,
but
we saw the video of Nicky Minori limping out of his car back to the hotel last night, and there was a report that he was injured at practice. In theory, if he's not 100%, it does come down more to the Seahawks creating pressure in a different way or creating tension for the Patriots offense in a different way. Is that something where we might see the Trayvon Henderson explosives, the Drake May explosives, the offense that we saw for more of the year when he was the most accurate deep passer in the league?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's certainly possible, but I don't think the Eamon Warrior injury is the reason why that would happen. Like, I think if that happens, it's this team, we saw, to the point you made, we saw the Rams create explosive plays against them against multiple games. Like, as good as this defense is, it's not a defense that's unbeatable.
Why y'all keep using the Rams?
What else do?
What's your objection?
Because I don't think. Okay, so why do you think that all teams can't do it? Because the
Rams quarterback is going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, their wide receivers, like either the first or second best wide receiver. And that was the thing about the Rams.
And their second wide receiver is going to the Hall of Fame.
But I think the reason why I bring up the Rams is because there are some throws in there that are only because of Matt Stafford. But it appeared to me that the Rams understood how to manipulate their coverage, and which makes sense. They're in the division better than other teams have. So that's why I point to the Rams, because they can rip those route combinations from them and put them on there and assume that people will be open if they can protect.
They
That's
got
a big problem to me.
A lot.
Yeah.
All of the explosives in the Rams game were mostly under center play action.
To
D-line.
Okay.
Yeah, so if they're going to be able to protect him, and that's the thing, is the Seahawks do this interesting thing where, of course, they want free runners, at least in my view, and watching them, is they are looking to create one-on-ones more than they're looking to create free runners because they have so many good pass rushers, and the Patriots offensive line is struggling, at least on the left side, that I think that matchup is going to be really tough.
Yeah, we got into this on live, because the Seahawks love to overload one side of their defensive line. And we were talking about whether, if you're Seattle, you want to do that on the left side opposite Will Campbell or the opposite side, so somebody gets a one-on-one like DeMarcus Lawrence with Will Campbell, and the other side of the offensive line has to account for, usually there's like a stunt.
Yeah, I mean, I would overload and force Will Campbell into the one-on-one and force them to send help. Then you overwhelm their numbers. You put them in a situation where, all right, you're going to chip to this side, and we have an overload. We got 3 one-on-ones over here, and we took your back out of the route combination. Like,
does everyone? Hold on, we got people here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I forgot. I got caught up in my ball talk with my ball knowers.
Do y'all understand what we mean when you say overload? Like, for the ones that don't understand, you take the bulk of your defensive line and you move them to one side of the center, which forces that offense.
Like this. We're the overload side, and he's singled up.
If you guys are the offensive line.
And you're forcing the offensive line to go to that side where most of the guys are. So on the backside, where New England weakness is with their offensive tackle, he will be tasked with blocking a guy one-on-one. That's what you're trying to create.
Yeah.
Everybody good? All right.
Well,
while y'all overloading and shit.
On that
I want
point,
you to
Marcus,
pop up during games and just give little explanations like that.
You ever know what overload is?
I would like a little paperclip, but it's yeah.
So
Clippy.
Marcus, on the Will Campbell stuff, because obviously fellow LSU alum.
Yeah.
Do you think that story has been undercovered, overcovered? Because it feels like the last 2 weeks, or really since he came back from his struggles in the postseason, since he came back from injury, they've just circled him on the telestrator every week and shown how he's been like beaten like a rented mule.
Yep.
Is that, and this was someone at the start of the season was a strength for their line. Is that something that's just situational, coming back from injury, and you expect him to play better, or is it?
It could have something to do with that. I think it has more to do with the fact that they played 3 of the top defenses in the league in these last 3 games that we've seen them. Will Campbell has a problem, all right? And I know coming out of the draft, it was arm length and all of that. To play that position in this league, you're going to get the premier pass rusher, right? And that's why those guys get drafted so high, is because you are expected to be able to hold that side down so we are not compromised in other places. And for a rookie to face Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson and Benito, and now you got this game with DeMarcus Lawrence and Mafe, and they gonna move Leonard Williams out there to see. Yeah. They gonna check his all. That's what our coaches used to say. We're gonna go check his all. We're gonna see if he actually up and running.
I feel like I need to be Clippy for you now. So check his oil is what he's saying. Check his oil.
Yeah, this Louisiana oil.
Yeah, check his oil.
Here's the hat. But no, he's been a liability. They figured out a way to work around it. The godsend for New England right now with the way that he's played is that Drake is mobile.
Yeah.
And get himself out of trouble. He's gonna have to I feel like he's gonna have to do that quite a bit.
You know what made me nervous about Will Campbell, aside from the tape? I saw this week he said he's afraid of cats. Did you guys see that?
No.
What? Didn't.
He admitted at media night that he's afraid of cats.
Oh yeah. I am too though.
What?
What?
You're low.
Bro, cats are. I'm not gonna do it.
You gotta do
Like
it.
a little house cat?
So I have a rule about things like this. Anything that can be on me and I can't hear it coming, I can't do it. That's why
like a spider, yeah.
Cats are so quiet. Like, they will pop up on your and be staring at you when you wake up. My big dog is just so damn clumsy.
Oh, okay, wait. Oh, no.
He gonna knock things down. I'm gonna hear his paws.
But don't act like you're a big dog guy.
Well, I had Foxy.
Marcus used to have the tiniest.
I can hear her though.
Little terrier, and he named it Foxy.
Yeah, and was cute. Foxy liked every male dog on earth.
Oh, Foxy was.
So now we have
fast.
T'Challa, who's big dog. But even with Foxy, like she lets you know she coming. Cats don't, man. This is too long on this.
No,
Guys,
you're good.
Don't like cats.
Did Will Campbell explain why he don't like cats, or he just like scared of them?
I didn't
because they can get
I
up
didn't
on
watch the video. I'm part of
Okay.
the problem.
He
I just
can
saw the headline. I was like, whoa.
He can sneak up on.
I'm sorry, cat people. I know y'all take that shit so seriously. I apologize from my whole heart.
Nah, you explained it. Makes sense.
I can't come around on them, man.
I got a cat named Lamar.
You have a cat?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
My wife is allergic to dogs, and the kids really wanted a pet. And as anybody who's a parent knows, that when your kids gets a pet, that's just more for you to do.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? Because I had a dog when I was a kid, and my parents had to take care of it. And
They
I
low maintenance?
Yeah.
Cats are low maintenance?
Cats are low maintenance as
Gotcha.
hell. You just gotta tend to the litter box and feed them. Lamar don't give me no trouble.
How long have you had Lamar now?
I don't know, like 4 or 5 years, man.
A while, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has he gotten it done in the big game? Is he elite? Is he quarterbacky?
Yeah.
Can we talk about why his name Lamar? Is it Jackson?
My kids, all of them submitted a name, and my son named the first name he submitted was Lamar after Jackson, and it just kind of stuck.
Feel you.
Marcus, I have a cat named Josh.
Oh.
You having a cat named Lamar, and you having a cat named...
I don't.
Okay. I thought you were
No, it was a joke.
Okay.
It was a good one.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I like Lenny.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till
Lenny's
you
loud.
meet him. I don't think... You
Yeah.
might not after you meet him.
Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah. Lenny's aggressive.
That's what I'm
Lenny.
cool with that. I can see him coming. Hear him too.
You'll definitely see him coming.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Sorry, I
great
derailed
talk,
this.
y'all.
No,
with
no,
the
no,
camera
you're
comment.
You think they went in on the rails? You think they'd rather us talk about overloads? Like, I think they actually appreciate
A lot of people relate to that, right?
the cats.
I mean, let's be serious. If you were an NFL team thinking about drafting an offensive tackle,
Yeah,
fourth
I'm done.
overall, and he told you at the combine he was afraid of cats, would you not
Yeah.
be a little bit affected by that?
I'd be a little concerned. I'm sorry, Marcus. I'd be a little concerned. If he said, I don't like cats, that's one thing. If he said, I'm scared of cats, I'm like, oh, what?
He
I
bait and
know.
switch though, because at the combine he was like, "I will die for Drake May. If you
remember
draft
that.
me, I will die for him."
I remember that, yeah.
Well, he is
That also
trying.
concerned me. Like, he sound like he a wedge buster. Like, that's wedge buster energy. I don't.
I'm sure a lot of guys in Canton probably hated cats.
Yeah, probably.
Who was it? It was Eric Berry who was afraid of horses, right? Every time
Oh.
every time the
Yes.
Chiefs horse came out, he was
Man,
terrified.
it's okay. Let's stop judging people.
I don't like the
okay.
Horses are big as It's very
horses
different.
are the horse at the Bron. You would know this. The Broncos got that horse that they
Yeah.
keep down in a little stable, and it.
I love that
Comes
horse.
out.
What was it? I forgot
Thunder?
the horse's name. Thunder, yeah, it was Thunder. I love that horse. Great horse. I love Denver. Denver was fun. A lot of cats in Denver.
I'm sure there was for you in your early 20s.
By a show of hands.
My man! Way to go, Charlie. Good one.
Any more
Killing
on this
ya.
game, or should we bring in
No, I
Kevin
think-
Clark, who
I-
can give me some subterfuge to get out of that
No,
terrible
no, no,
joke?
no. I think
Yeah.
we
You have
can't
to
do
sit
that
in
better
it for
than-
longer?
Yeah. We got to bring back our guy who opened the show, the great Kevin Clark. Appreciate you. Skeletor!
This is the Domonique Foxworth Show.
Yeah. I love those shoes, Kel. Are you sagging?
Yeah. He is.
Sagging.
He is.
Result of no ass.
That's what it is.
Marcus, I had to DoorDash a belt like 2 hours ago.
That's Charlie. That's embarrassing.
It was tough.
By the way, that story that Kev told y'all was so true. So don't put your friends on Threads and they don't know about it.
That's on me.
But
That's
there
on me,
was-
guys.
there was
But
a
It
number
was
you didn't see.
absolutely something I was going to say to you. Yeah.
All right, so now we've broken down the game. I want to play a game of who is the most and who has the or most to gain and most to lose in the Super Bowl. I'll give you a couple examples. Everyone can bring them up. Oh, weird. That's a perfect example. Mina Kimes has the most to game
Turn
and the
up,
most to
Mina.
lose.
I drove 45 minutes to get here.
Most
We
of
appreciate it.
I didn't drive, but I sat in a car.
We appreciate you.
Refresh
We
the
love
internet.
you. We're sorry.
The bottom one is the best ever.
What was that from? We were on TV together.
Yeah, we were on
When did that
TV doing
happen?
something. It was a hit or something like that. Or
I think
you
I was impersonating Philip Rivers getting
impersonating
sacked
Phillip
or
Rivers.
something.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right, so
Yeah.
your example of most to lose, schedule watchers. The people who are like, the Patriots' schedule has been fraudulent, blah, blah, blah. They win the Super Bowl, that's out the window. Those people have the most to lose.
That's a good one.
Like a most to game, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. Darnold throws 3 picks. He's like, aha, give me another job. I was right.
Yep.
So those being the rules we get, you can go as creative as you want. Dominique, do you have a most to gain or a most to lose?
I think most to lose is the quarterbacks that we just talked about that aren't playing in this game.
Yeah.
Like that whole Lamar and Josh Allen, like all those guys, I recognize that we as football watchers, our opinion of them isn't going to change, but the pressure was mounting on them to win a Super Bowl. If Drake May or
Not if, one of them are.
Yeah.
One of them will win.
Fact
Yeah,
check.
I got you. I'm just clarifying for people because I'm your best friend.
I appreciate it. You got more faith in the stability of the future than I do. But win, one of them win because obviously Darnold was in that class and Drake May is young. Like Drake May leapfrogs them with the Super Bowl win. So I think that the pressure on them was getting so high. It gets so much higher, especially both of them have influenced a change at the coaching position so like the pressure gets even higher. You can't blame anybody in those buildings, or you could, but we as a fan, people who follow football, we're gonna focus on them so much more if after one of these two guys win the Super Bowl.
Most of the game is DeMarcus Lawrence. Look, he said, I got to get the hell out of Dallas to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If he win the Super Bowl, it was prophetic.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to give you 2 most of the games. Stephon Diggs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you think about his journey coming from Buffalo and being a part of that. Now you're in New England, you got a chance to win a Super Bowl. So that's 2 guys from both teams. The most to lose is the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Or the Rams.
Yeah. Well, the Rams to me are still better than everybody thought they would be after they went all in and won a championship. Right? Like that team, you remember F them picks, and they gonna go into the abyss for a long time. That team been in the playoffs and competing and being right there for championships. So I think the Rams will be fine. But when I think about Buffalo, brother, over the last 4 years of the devastating losses, and I know Mahomes has a lot to do with that, you are not guaranteed for your division anymore, which that was going to be their calling card for the next few years. And now you got the ascension of Drake May. Mike Vrabel is going to always put a really good football team out there. So that would be who has the most to lose for me. I don't have one from the other team.
First of all, the DeMarcus Lawrence point is great because what if he sets the standard? It's like, okay, you leave Dallas and win a ring, and then like George Pickens is like, well, I gotta get the hell out of Dallas. Like they're not trying to win a Super Bowl in Dallas. If you think that, that's I watched the last 30 years, and I've said this. Marcus was on TV with me. If you said to Jerry Jones, hey, you get to win a Super Bowl. You get to win 2 Super Bowls.
Oh.
But you don't get to give a press conference after. Aww. He goes, no way. No, I'm not doing that. So like DeMarcus leaving, like that would be impactful as far as that goes. But
need to go there, kid. But I get it.
But it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. But for me, I think the most to gain is the Hall of Fame voters because I just saw Roger Craig got in. And I've been, and all respect to Roger Craig. Now I just realized I'm in San Francisco and can't make the Roger Craig point I was going to make. So I'm just going to put a pin in that.
Nah, don't. Whoa. Don't get scared now.
I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
But
Roger Craig got
the
in.
guys who were explaining it, like the Kansas City Star guy and a couple of the other people who were explaining it, the Indianapolis guy saying, oh, well, we wanted to vote in Ken Anderson and not Bill Belichick. Well, it's Bill Belichick. He's the best coach of all time. Like, it's not a Roger Craig. They shouldn't have been in that position and all that stuff.
Right.
But if Mike Vrabel wins on Sunday, those guys, Tony Dungy, the Kansas City guy, the Indy guy who voted against Bill Belichick, voted for Roger Craig and Ken Anderson, they can say Belichick is a system coach. And I think they're looking for an easy way out, and they can do it. But then you have to vote in Kraft, which is a different thing.
They didn't vote him in either, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. Kuechly in, though.
What's a system coach, Gabe?
I don't know, but if you're trying to get rid of trolls in your mentions, you just say, hey, and so that's it.
Got you.
So you just say it's all Kraft. Or it's like the, I don't know, what else could you say it is?
Well, I had a visceral reaction to Bill not getting in.
So did I.
We're not going to go back toward it. I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted. They need to blow it up. How would you
I
change
feel
it?
you, though.
How would you change it? The process.
Man, there are careers that are exceptions.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like, have one more dude.
Yeah, right.
Like, for real.
Just
like,
vote up and down instead of trying to do 3 of 5.
come
Yeah,
on,
that's
man.
the way.
Like,
Okay, nobody cares about owners, as evidenced by the fact that when Robert Kraft didn't get in,
Yeah.
it was
Nobody
like,
cared. Nobody
womp womp.
cared.
But I'm going to throw out an owner because the Seahawks owner is selling the team, and if they win the Super Bowl, she might throw another Billy on there.
host the game.
It's already going to be crazy.
Isn't that what the Celtics did after they won a championship? They immediately sold their franchise. Yeah, they definitely got literally the most game.
Yeah.
I would also throw in there, like, we started talking about Vrabel a little bit, but like most to lose, I think we got the Titans in general.
Yeah.
Like it feels really embarrassing for the Titans.
Amy Adams Strunk, who literally was like, I just don't really like the guy.
Yeah, it's the owner of the Titans, right? All right, we all have most losing gains.
He said he don't.
You got
like
one, Charlie?
the guy.
I got a few.
I know.
Charlie, I never heard that. The owner said he didn't like
It was more or
Vrabel.
less there's like personal dispute of
Yeah.
why they didn't keep Vrabel around. Yeah.
She was not having it.
Play stupid games, you get
That's
stupid prizes.
you guys should know. Whenever something happens in the NFL, people are like, "Why'd that happen?" Somebody just didn't like someone.
Yeah.
Like we go on TV
It's a
and we're like,
petty
"Well, let's
league
look at
now.
this. What happened?" No, it's just it's like any other workplace.
Well, what happened here with Jim Harbaugh and Trent Baalke? And they're going to the conference
everyone in Trent
championship
Baalke?
game. Yeah, Trent Baalke and everybody. Yeah, but but they were going to the conference championship game. They're like, oh, they might trade him to the Browns. It's like, okay, no, like it's interpersonal relationships are like 90% of the sport.
You
Funny
leave
how
San
everything's a
Francisco
normal
alone.
office when it comes down to it. A couple more. Principled takesmen. They have the most to gain and the most to lose because Sam Darnold has broken the football internet where people can't talk about him normally over the last 10 weeks. Either everyone's like, aha, you guys are wrong and that he was bad in the Jets, or they were like, the last 10 weeks are a mirage, or the real thing. He hasn't been that good. He's not
10
responsible.
weeks, the last week.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like he struggled until the playoffs.
And so if he plays incredible in this Super Bowl, I think the principal takesmen who haven't bought into the full Sam Darnold experience are going to get crushed online. And if he blows up, they will have the most to gain. That they'll be like, I was right the whole time. I was just waiting for it. Now I waited long enough to be right.
I like that. All right, close it out. Say it with your chest.
All right. This is a segment we do every Sunday with Bill Barnwell, and we're going to do it again here. It's Say with your chest. These are predictions. You don't need, Mina, we don't need DVOA or EPA for this. This is just something that you believe deep down to be true. And you can just say it. Exactly. You can just say it with your chest.
I had nothing to do with
That's
this,
your
Kevin.
real chest?
Yeah.
That's what I was late. I was backstage.
I'll give the first one. I think that this Super Bowl is a bigger mismatch than the Seattle-Denver Super Bowl. That Seattle won 43-8.
No, I don't.
I don't know about that.
That is
I don't know.
aggressive. All right.
He said it with his chest.
He
though.
did. Rashid Shaheed will be the MVP of this Super Bowl. Just like
You don't even believe that.
I do. I'm saying it with my chest, Mina. I believe it. No, I believe that the defense will play well, but there won't be an outstanding character. I believe Shaheed will have a couple good returns, and they're not going to want to give it to Sam Darnold. I'm not going to bet on it. I don't believe it like that, but I think that it's an interesting position. And I think that he could, like from the punt returns, kickoff returns, and I don't think Sam Darnold's going to play well enough for them to want to give him the MVP.
You go, Kev. I'm not ready.
Okay, so when I was saying this backstage, I didn't realize I'd be sitting next to Mina Kimes when I said it. So I'll just say it here. By the way, when we were backstage, Domonique was threatening to make me, the comments that he wrote for me, he said he was going to make me say a bunch of White History Month jokes. And so
I
when
took
I
it
opened
easy on him.
I didn't have to do that.
So
I was very relieved.
I took it easy on him because I
It's
didn't want
going to
to
be 11 months worth of jokes.
I do.
So what I said to them, not a White History Month joke, is that neither of these teams will get back to the Super Bowl in their current form after this.
What does that mean?
It means like the core, the nucleus, coach, quarterback, all that stuff. This is the Dan Campbell Bowl. Remember when he said this is our only shot?
Right.
This team
That's
Sunday
why
that wins, it's their only
I
shot.
don't like it when people are like, Drake May, you're so young, house money, you'll get back.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't know that.
Yeah, and I think history would suggest that it's not true. Like, we
It's
have
not
some
true.
guys who get there a lot, and then a lot of guys who get
That-
there once
You
or
see it
not at all.
every Sunday night in the playoffs. It's like, oh, the Jaguars. Oh man, Liam come bright. It's the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
what are you
yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Saying it's going to be fine. It's never fine. We always do this with young teams.
Well, coming right off of Charlie, I think the Patriots window has reopened.
Ooh.
I think they'll be competing for championships the next 5-10 years. Wow. Because I know.
You don't have to like it.
Hey guys, I'm telling you, I would rather not say this. But because I think I hold Mike Vrabel in such high regard.
Yeah.
Like, I think he is going to be one of those coaches that we look down the road and say Hall of Fame career. And remember, this is the same coach that had the Titans close.
Yeah.
So they've identified talent. Robert Kraft has the head coach that he wants running that organization. I think there's a lot more longevity down the road for New England. I don't think New England, they ahead of schedule. I think everybody would agree with that. But I don't believe New England is going to rest on the fact that we had one good year. I just know Mike not to be that guy.
Yeah.
So I think
Young players, ascending players, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're doing the thing.
no, I'm
No,
not saying
it's
those
the
back in the
truth.
Super Bowl. I'm just saying
They'll be competing.
I mean, the Seahawks are losing their offensive coordinator. So
Right.
to your point, I think my feeling about this game is that the Patriots defense is going to look worse than they've looked in the postseason and is being overrated, and the Patriots offense is being underrated based on what we've seen. And I think those things are going to normalize a little bit. I still have Seattle winning, but
Wait.
why is that funny?
Well, I mean, because of the image we showed earlier, you're a Seahawks guy or girl.
I'm a Seahawks.
That's why they're laughing. I was explaining it
We're on. NFL Live is on after the game, which it's like an hour after. But
Are they going to film your reacts during it and play it back?
I'm a different person now.
to you. Nope.
I'll be fine unless something like the
Yeah.
Butler thing happens.
Yeah,
Then I'm gonna be on. Can you imagine if I have to go on TV?
I could imagine.
A goal line interception?
I could imagine, but I
Yes,
couldn't.
that's what I'm
Mina,
referring
'cause
to.
my
Like
team
another
will
one.
never be
Yeah.
there.
Again.
Oh, if it was to yes, I mean like something like that, like a choke or something. I don't think I'd handle that well.
Thanks, guys. You guys are the best.
This is awesome. We have a
Yeah.
couple fan questions. We'll close it out. I'll run through these. We're behind schedule, so I'll run through
Yeah,
a
that's
couple
why I
of these
was.
really quick.
Anyway, go ahead.
This one for Domonique and Marcus. From Marcos in San Francisco. Most challenging defensive position to play.
His name is Marcus.
Marcos.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what's the question?
Most challenging defensive position to play.
Cornerback.
Cornerback.
Next one. Dwight from Florida. Domonique, who is the most underrated receiver you ever faced?
Underrated receiver I ever faced. I'd say Deion Branch. Like I was.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think the answer is always a little bit connected to the quarterback, but like big guys who run straight line never had a problem with. The quicker, smaller, change direction guys who create separation and accurate quarterback like Deion Branch was super underrated. Hated guarding Deion Branch.
Go figure.
I thought you were going to say Bethel Johnson. I actually thought that.
Yeah, so Bethel Johnson, I wouldn't say is the most underrated receiver. It was the first time in my life that I ran next to somebody and was like, we're not in the same class. Like, I was a speed guy. That's what I did. Bethel Johnson, it was on punt return, and he just ran, and I was like, normally somebody pulls away, I can catch him. He just kept pulling away. And I was like, oh, this is what it feels like.
This next one's for you, Marcus. Bryce from Ohio writes, what's something the average fan does not know about playing defensive line?
We're very intelligent.
The hell y'all laughing at? There wasn't no laugh line.
You see, I'm not laughing.
That shit ain't no joke.
I think that is one underrated part.
Yeah.
You have to really understand concepts and schemes. But I think just from playing the position, technically, I think it's the hardest position to play. when it comes from a technique standpoint because everything is happening so fast. I think cornerbacks have the toughest job because wide receivers have a tremendous amount of space that they can use and the speed and the element of that. Coming into the league as a defensive lineman, especially when you're playing against tenured offensive lines, you could be fast, you could be strong, you can have quick twitch, you can bend, you can do all of that. And you will get your whooped by a 37-year-old that just knows how to be in certain spots, knows how to use his hands. So the guys that usually get that faster, they have long careers. Yep.
Yeah, and you have to react to different blocks and different.
Oh,
like,
it's a cluster.
It's why both offensive and defensive line guys in their late 30s can still be so good because the technique, the understanding of leverage, the understanding of tendencies.
Yep. Mina, this one's for you. It's from Duncan from Oakland, California. What reality TV star would you want to write a profile about?
Out of all of reality TV, what are you watching now?
We're watching The Traders.
It's the best.
Right now.
You guys, I'm not a reality
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
You tried to get me on that. I'm not.
The Traders? You would like it.
I'll try it, but I gave up. I used to watch Love Is Blind, but after like 2 seasons, I was like, it's the same show.
We're about to be so back. Season 10 is coming. Can't wait.
Ohio.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Last question, I guess, is for me. It's Charlie. Do you want to play a doubles tournament at a tennis club in Palm Springs in 3 weeks? My doubles partner had to cancel. From Cedric. Yes. Absolutely. I'll see you there. That's it. Those are our questions.
That low-key might be the whitest thing I've ever experienced.
Palm Springs.
For real.
I'm so
For
mad
real.
because
Why didn't he invite me and Domonique?
yeah,
You guys can come. That'd be great.
Play some doubles.
Why didn't they ask Charlie about defensive line technique? It goes both ways, buddy. Why
That's true. That's true.
didn't they ask me?
Charlie, what you playing?
What's up?
What are y'all playing when you go with your doubles partner that don't want me and Domonique to come?
Yeah, we coming anyway. I'm wearing the loudest clothes I can
Pickleball?
find.
No, we're playing real tennis.
Oh, you
We're playing a real
tennis?
sport.
Okay.
I hate how Charlie has on tennis socks here. He has no respect for the fact that this is a real event.
Fire.
You're supposed to look nice.
Fire.
Ankle flexion, important. Compression.
I love a
important.
man that knows himself.
Gotta have bend.
So anyway, first of all, genuinely, thank you all so very much. I appreciate you, especially my man Kevin Clark for enduring the abuse that you had earlier. I appreciate it. If you guys would have saw the original script, man, Charlie talked me out of some real good jokes, but I mean, I ain't care. I was going for the neck because I mean, we may not be here for much longer anyway.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you all so much.
Thank
I
y'all,
appreciate
man.
everybody for joining
real.
us. Thank you, genuinely. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to get out of here. You guys have a good night. Be safe. Have fun. I hope your teams win. Love you. We out.
This is the Domonique Foxworth Show.